What's up, guys? Daquan Kush here with a pretty different video than the usual. We're actually going to talk about the real life NFL. I know we're in Madden, but I suck at editing. I can't put clips of real life people playing actual NFL plays with them because I don't know how to do that, and I just backed out on an accident. I suck at that. I don't know how to do that. So we're going to be talking about the trade deadline, some of the moves that went around just the stuff that happened a couple days. Just the last couple days and stuff. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the Seahawks trade with the Texans. That game was insane. I was at that game. If you guys don't know, I'm a season ticket holder. I was at that game. That was probably one of the better games I've ever been at as a Seahawks fan in a while. The Green Bay game is probably the last one, the playoffs when they won that. But the full trade was we would be giving away Jeremy Lane and a 2018 fifth-round pick to the Texans for Dwayne Brown and a 2018 fifth-round pick, and a 2019 second-round pick for Dwayne Brown from the Texans. As you guys know, all of you guys probably know the Seahawks offensive line is a little rough. It's not as rough as people seem to think it is. I guess it is really rough, but the pass blocking, it's meh. It's okay. It's not complete shit. The thing that's worse is the run blocking. Run blocking is absolutely terrible. It's disgusting. Pass blocking is still not the greatest, but it's okay. Our current left tackle in real life was George Fant, but he's pretty much done for the season. He might come back playoffs. I'm not too sure, but he's pretty much done. So they have been starting Reese Odiombo there at this, which he's not. He's a backup. He's meant to be a backup. This guy's not, he's not even really supposed to be a tackle anyways. All the people around the Seattle sports media or whatever say he's not even supposed to be a tackle. He's supposed to be a guard. So he's currently playing left tackle in real life. So they really needed this trade. Really, really badly. And moving on to the corner, Jeremy Lane didn't even really play. I mean, Sherm, obviously, number one. Shed's on IR, so he's not there. Shaq Griffin won that number 2 spot. Clearly, he's playing pretty damn well. I like how he performs. So he's won that number 2 spot from Jeremy Lane because Jeremy Lane's always hurt. And then Justin Coleman won that nickel spot. They got him at the trade with New England for Cassius Marsh preseason. I think it happened during preseason. And I'm pretty sure it happened during preseason. And he won that nickel spot. I mean, he got a pick 6 against the Colts. He's doing pretty good there. And so that leaves Lane at 4th on the depth chart. And then when Shed comes back, he might even drop even lower. So Lane was pretty much useless. He had like a $2 million contract or something like that. So to get rid of him, that was great. But some news came out that Jeremy Lane failed his physical. So then we're all like, oh, well, what the fuck, dude? Like, what's happening now? Like, this is what scared me. Was when I heard he failed his physical, I was really, really nervous because I really liked the trade. I thought Dwayne Brown was a great addition. We needed offensive line help bad. And if we're trying to make a Super Bowl run this year, which a lot of teams are, I mean, there's a lot of trades happening. That's because a lot of teams think, they can make the run this year. They're trying to make it happen. So I think that Dwayne Brown addition was great. But then when I heard he failed his physical, I was like, oh, fuck, because the Texans have the right to withdraw the trade and keep Dwayne Brown. But I guess there was too much. I don't really follow the Texans that much, but I guess there was just way too much beef going on with Brown and the GM and all that stuff. So I guess they'd do like, fuck it, dude. Keep Jeremy Lane. We don't want that noob. So Jeremy Lane's back on the Seahawks roster. We still get Dwayne Brown. The only thing that changed is we are now sending a 2018 third-round pick and a 2019 second-round pick. So the second-round pick stays exact same, and then we were giving him a fifth-round pick this year in this coming draft, but that bumped down to a third-round pick, and then we get Dwayne Brown, and we also get a fifth-round pick in 2018 from them. So I don't know if this is a better trade, honestly. I mean, for some. It's kind of better, I guess, because we don't even lose Jeremy Lane. We get to keep him for depth. Jeremy Lane, he's not bad. Like, he was good. When we played the Patriots in the Super Bowl, he was a good corner. We got a pick that game, but then that pick, that's when he got hurt. And then ever since that injury, he just couldn't really stay healthy. He's been struggling, but he's not shit. Like, when people first saw Jeremy Lane go, like, this guy's ass. He's not ass. He's just not meant to be a number 2 corner. He's not meant to be guarding those big time guys, but he's decent on the depth chart. Have some okay guys with some experience in the league and be there and ready. Like, that's he's a good guy on the depth chart. The one thing the Seahawks have to figure out, though, is the cap issues. I know they tweaked Russell Wilson's contract a little bit to fit Dwayne Brown in, but now since Jeremy Lane's back, Jeremy Lane's contract is guaranteed money, so some people are saying just cut Jeremy Lin. Well, if you cut Jeremy Lin, you're still paying him money. So what's the point of cutting Jeremy Lin? There's no reason to cut Jeremy Lin if you're still going to pay him. So they're going to have to figure out a way to cut them, because they have to get rid of someone, because their roster will be one over because they got Dwayne Brown and Jeremy Lane's still staying. So they got to get rid of someone. I don't know who they're going to do. I really do not know what they're going to do with that, because they have a lot of corners, so they're probably gonna have to get rid of a corner. But I don't know what they do to free up the cap room for that. And also, I think the cap room might be fine. But I don't know what they did to Russell Wilson's contract. I know they tweaked it a little bit to fit Dwayne Brown, and they might have tweaked enough to fit Dwayne Brown and Jeremy Lin. Who knows? But I don't think they're gonna cut Jeremy Lin, because then it just, like I said, it wouldn't make sense, because like, you'd still be paying him. Why would you cut someone you're still paying like a couple million? No point for that. But we did, like I said, the new trade is that we also gain a pick, a 28 in this upcoming draft, a 5th rounder, which is good. I mean, Seahawks, they're one of the best at finding talent in the draft. Like the Patriots, they're pretty much like Patriots, Seahawks, same exact. They find these gods late in the draft, so not too worried about giving up those picks, because if they want to make a run, now's the time to do it. And we really need offensive line help, and that's one of the best tackles in left tackles in the game. You know, he's up there in that top tier. So I think that's a great trade. Seahawks, you know, they're really trying to win this year. That's why they got Sheldon Richardson early on. They got rid of Jermaine for that, and they're just, you know, they're really trying to push this year. So I think that's a good trade. Let me know what you guys think about that trade. Also for Houston, I guess, I mean, you guys get a 3rd round and a 2nd rounder, so you guys are getting some top picks right there. And Houston, I guess, I mean, do people say, I saw someone tweet out saying he only wanted money, but every professional player wants money, because you don't know when your career is going to end, and then you lose out on money, and then there goes your money for your kids, your family, and all that stuff. So people that say play for money really never makes sense to me, because every player wants to get the most money they can while they're in the league, because you don't last too long in there. A lot of people, you know, a couple years and they're out, so you got to be really good to last a long time. And so everyone's trying to, and I think Dwayne Brown's like 32 or something, so he's been in the league for a long ass time. He just wants to get as much money as he can, because he's getting up there in age, you know, which is understandable. So I guess that they didn't. I guess I don't, like I said, I don't follow Houston that much. I don't know if the Dwayne Brown was just beefing too much with the GM and all that, or if they just didn't want to pay him the money. I have no clue, but I think it's a decent trade for both sides. No one won or lost the trade. I think that's stupid, and people say win or lose. I don't understand that at all. But decent trade. Houston, they got a good quarterback, you know. They got a great team for the future. Deshaun's still super young, so those picks could help Deshaun maybe get an O-line with that, maybe get some corner help with that, whatever that Houston does with those picks. And maybe they get a beast with those picks. I don't know, but let's move on to the next team here. Alright, so we're back with the next trade. The Panthers ended up trading Kelvin Benjamin to Buffalo in exchange for a 2018 3rd-round pick and a 2018 7th-round pick. So Kelvin Benjamin, no longer a Panther, and now is on the Buffalo Bills. The Panthers, I don't really know what they're going to do this year. They might not even make playoffs, honestly. The Saints are looking good. They might win that division. And then there's some wild card teams that are looking kind of nice. I think the Bills are like 5-2, or I'm pretty sure they're 5-2. So the Bills aren't looking too bad, and they're really, you know, they're trying to make a push this season. They're trying to be a beast. So this trade is clearly understandable, as the receivers are a little rough. You know, I don't watch these other teams that much, so maybe they're not rough. Maybe this rookie's a beast. I'm not too sure. But just from the looks of it, I mean, the only person we know is Jordan. The only person I really know is Jordan Matthews. But they really needed wide receiver help, and to trade 3rd and a 7th round. 7th round's always most of the time is pretty poo-poo. Like it's tough to get a good NFL player in a 7th round, and the 3rd round pick's a pretty high one for Kelvin Benjamin. I mean, I feel like it's a decent trade for both. I mean, maybe the Panthers realize that the Super Bowl run's not here, and they're trying to look for the future, trying to get some more young talent. I don't know Kelvin Benjamin's stats this season, but I don't think they've been outstanding. I mean, I know Cam Newton's like hit or miss. One game he goes off, one game he sucks dick because he's on my fantasy team. And I know like one game he'll get like 30 points. I'll be like, wow, dude, Cam Newton's going off. And the next game he'll get like 5. So I don't know what Cam Newton's doing. He's really inconsistent. But I think it's a decent trade for both sides. The Panthers, like I said, get a couple picks for the future. And then the Bills, since they're 5-2, Tyrod's playing okay. They got Shady McCoy, who was struggling at the beginning, but I think he got a couple touchdowns either the last game, or I think he got his first touchdown last game. Not the last game, but the game before that. I'm pretty sure he got his first touchdown then. So the Kelvin Benjamin would help out this team tremendously on offense. I mean, all Tyrod's got to do is throw it up to that guy. That guy's like 8 feet tall. That guy's huge. Not literally 8 feet tall, but he's huge. He's massive. All he got to do is throw it up to the dude. So I think it's a pretty good trade by both sides. I'd like to see Kelvin Benjamin go eat on Buffalo. I mean, Buffalo got rid of Sammy Watkins, so they needed someone to fill that main role. Jordan Matthews, kind of, I guess, but Kelvin Benjamin should fill that role for them. Moving on to the next trade, we have Jay Ajayi to the Eagles for a 4th-round pick. I'm not sure what year it is. I'm pretty sure it's this year. I think it's a 2018 pick. I'm not 100% sure. But Jay Ajayi to the Eagles for the Dolphins, obviously, for a 4th-round pick. When I saw this, and then I woke up in the morning and saw this, and I was like, what the hell? What is going on here? I guess they want the running back for the future. I mean, he's getting up there in age. He's got a couple more years left. I mean, the running backs can't really hang around when they're fucking 35 plus. So he's because they're just always taking a beating, especially a guy like LeGarrette, who's a big guy, so he's just always running between the guards and stuff, right up the gut, all that good stuff, and just getting hammered over and over and over again. So I guess they're really trying to find that back for the future for them. Jay Ajayi, he was great last year. I'm pretty sure he was a rookie last year, and he had a great season. And then this year, I haven't really even heard of him, honestly. I don't know if I only watch the Seahawks pretty much, so maybe he's having a good season. I'm not sure. I don't really think he is. I heard on the radio that he has like really bad knees, so that could be a problem. He might have plastic knees, might be the next RG3. Highly doubt that. But I heard that he had really bad knees, and so that could be a reason why they're getting rid of him. They want to get something for him. But, I mean, a young guy like him, and they only got a 4th-rounder, I feel like maybe they could have got a little more, maybe like a 4th and like a 6th. Or a 4th and a 7th, like I feel like that they should have tried to get another pick, like a later pick with it, just to get a little bit more. I don't know, Jay Ajayi for a 4th-rounder, like I don't know if that's like I don't know. I just feel like Miami should have tried. I mean, they probably did. Honestly, it's not like they didn't. They probably did try, but I feel like they shouldn't have went through with this trade, and they should have tried getting a 2nd pick with it. I don't know if there's any Dolphins fan out there that are watching this. Let me know if you like that trade. I just don't know if it's good or not. I don't know. I feel like they should have tried to get a 2nd pick with it, like a 2019 7th round or something, man. Just a 2nd pick. So now the Eagles, just like the Seahawks, are really trying to win that Super Bowl this year. They're having a great start to the season. So adding LeGarrette Blount and Jay Ajayi should help them out a lot. Tremendous. It should help them out a lot. I know some people were wondering why the Eagles didn't go after Dwayne Brown. Because Jason Peters did go down with that injury, but I just don't think they really. I mean, who do the Eagles have at corner? I forget. Yeah, like their corners. I guess they could have given up some of these guys, but I don't know. I mean, if you're an Eagles fan, would you give up any of these guys for Dwayne Brown? Let me know. Overall, I think it's an okay trade for both teams. I don't know if Jay Ajayi is going to start. I feel like LeGarrette was doing fine. Like if I was a coach, I'd be fine with LeGarrette, and then as my number 1, I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. But I think it's nothing crazy on both sides, but I think it's an okay trade for both teams. All right, and we are here with pretty much the last trade. There's a couple things I want to talk about after this, but the last trade that we're going to talk about. The 49ers ended up trading Rashad Robinson to the New York Jets for a unconditional draft pick or undisclosed draft pick. I don't know what that means. That's just what Adam Schefter tweeted. Undisclosed draft pick. As a Seahawks fan, and we see the 49ers twice a year. Rashad Robinson, from the looks of it, he's young. The Jets definitely need corners because I played the Jets franchise, obviously, and they had shit corners. They got Morris, and that's about it. And Morris is probably decent in real life, but in Madden, completely terrible. So they definitely need some corner help. And the Jets, everyone thought they'd be like the worst team in the NFL, and look at them. They're like, what are they? 4-3? I think they're 4-3. Are the Jets 4? They're pretty sure they're 4-3. I think. They got 4 wins, I'm pretty sure, which they're already proving people wrong. Like every game, they're hanging in there. As if I was a Jets fan, I'd be satisfied because you thought they were going to be terrible, and they're hanging in every game. So I guess they need some corner help a little bit there. and getting a young corner. Maybe he'll do good in as a Jet. You never know, but that's a pretty decent trade. And then obviously the one that everyone saw, Jimmy Garoppolo coming to the 49ers for a 2018 second-round pick. So Jimmy Garoppolo, I thought was always going to be behind Tom Brady until Tom Brady retired, and then Jimmy Garoppolo would eventually take over the team, and then Jimmy and Bill Belichick would go from there. That's what I thought would happen. Just sit behind Tom Brady, become a beast, and then, boom, take it over. But apparently not. Apparently, that is, I just moved my mic. I hopefully didn't make a big noise. Apparently not. Apparently they got rid of him. I think Jimmy's turning he's almost 26, so he's been in the league for a while now as a backup. Hasn't really got started that much, but when he started, he's done decent. But he was with Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick makes quarterbacks look good. Like I think Matt Castle had a good season with Bill Belichick one time, and Matt Castle and any other team's shit. But with Bill Belichick, he's pretty good. So that could just be Bill Belichick's doings to make Jimmy look good. And if he comes to the San Francisco 49ers and sucks, then the Patriots made a great move, because a second-round pick, that's pretty damn high. That's pretty high. You're almost getting the top class. You're almost getting that first-round picks. If you trade for a first-round pick, that guy's a bad man. But a second-round pick's it's up there. And the 49ers are 0-100,000. They might not win a game. They're struggling. Okay, I know they had a lot of close games, but they're struggling. This trade clearly shows that Kyle Shanahan's not a fan of Mr. Beathard, whatever you say this guy's name. Not a fan. And obviously Brian Hoyer isn't the guy. Brian Hoyer is terrible. I don't know why they got that guy. That guy sucks. Brian Hoyer should always be a backup. He should not be a starter. So I guess they really feel like Jimmy Garoppolo is their guy. They really feel like that's the guy that's going to make a difference here. I mean, look at the receivers. All they got is Pierre Garçon, pretty much. They really got, Marquise Goodwin, decent, but really it's only Pierre Garçon. They got really no tight end. They got this rookie. I don't know who he is. Maybe he's good. I don't fucking know. They got Carlos Hyde. But other than that, they don't have that much weapons on offense. So Jimmy Garoppolo might struggle. I have a feeling he's going to struggle. I don't think he's going to come in there and just make a difference, and then somehow the 49ers are winning some games. What I don't get is I guess they don't want to risk drafting a quarterback. I mean, why? You're not going to the playoffs this season. You're not doing anything this season. So why make this trade like this? Like I don't really understand it. Like, why not wait for the draft and pick a guy that you want? Like, there's a shitload of quarterbacks that go into the draft. Why not just look and have a guy that you want to build and have him be younger? Maybe that's probably taking a too big of a chance. Maybe they don't want to do that. Maybe they want to be ready, like in the next couple years, instead of maybe like 4 or 5 years be ready for the playoff runs and stuff. Maybe they want to be like in 2 or 3 years be ready, and Jimmy would help that because he's already got experience and he's already shown that he does have a little bit of game in him. He's decent. But shit like this happens. Like the Brock Osweiler looked like a nice little quarterback too in Denver, and then he goes to Houston, signs a fatty contract, huge contract, and look what he does. Sucks. And now he's back in Denver. He went to the Cleveland Browns, and now he's back in Denver as a backup. It's just stuff like that happens. I mean, they could just be good in the situation that they're in, the scheme and all that. Like, they're not, like, I don't know. Hopefully he does good, because it's always fun. The Seahawks 49ers games are always a very, very, very intense. Like, they're always a good rivalry, especially when Kaepernick was playing. Those were always fun games to watch. So hopefully does good, gives the Seahawks a little bit of a rival, because the Rams are coming up, and if the 49ers start stepping up, it's going to be kind of a crazier division, because right now it's just kind of Seahawks, Rams. Cardinals are getting old. They got some old players on their team. Larry Fitzgerald's like 70 years old. But yeah, decent trade, I guess. I think the Patriots got a really high pick out of that. I did not maybe like a third for Jimmy or something, but a second-round pick for Jimmy is pretty crazy. The last thing I wanted to talk about is the Steelers not getting rid of Martavius Bryant. So that's kind of crazy. Juju Smith, I actually watched the, was it Monday? What did they just play? Steelers just played Monday night, right? No, they played Sunday night. They played Detroit on Sunday, I'm pretty sure. I watched Juju Smith get that, like, 97-yard touchdown. That guy's fast, man. He's super young. Super young. He's only 20. He's not even 21 yet. Antonio Brown, clearly a god. But Martavius Bryant not getting the touches he wants. it's just understandable. Martavius Bryant's also a good player, but why would you want to leave? Like, why would you want to leave? Where are you going to go? You're going to go to Cleveland, or not Cleveland. You're going to go to, like, Chicago, where I mean, Chicago, I think, has, like, 4 wins, but really? You really think Chicago? I mean, I'd rather trust the Steelers to make a playoff run than Chicago. Like, come on, Martavius, come on. I don't know what they're not deciding to trade him, so hopefully they work that out so he can play. Because Martavius is a great player. I mean, he's tall as hell, 6'4". He's a tall guy. But I clearly understand why they'd play Juju more than him. He's so much younger, has a lot of potential. He's just looking like a nice little player there, you know. And hopefully they work that out. And the last thing is Josh Gordon is going to be meeting with some people. I don't know who he's meeting with, but Josh Gordon is going to be meeting with the NFL and all kinds of stuff to see if he can get reinstated, which, as a fan of the NFL, I really hope it happens, because this guy was a monster, man. This guy was so much fun to watch when he was actually playing. He just couldn't stay off the weed. He was addicted to it, like Stephen A says, man, you gotta lay off the weed. Fuck, I accidentally pressed that, but I really hope he gets reinstated. I hope he gets another chance. I hope a team gives him another chance. If it's Cleveland, whatever, I just hope he gets another chance, because he was fun to watch, a good player to watch. He was a beast. But that's going to about wrap it up for the trade deadline. There was a lot of crazy stuff that was happening. Not that many trades happened during the trade deadline in the NFL. But a lot happened today. A lot of teams are really thinking they can make a playoff run. Like the Seahawks made that move because they want to make a playoff run. The Eagles want to make a playoff run. The Bills clearly want to make a playoff run. Like, all these teams want to make runs. They want to get, make a shot at the Super Bowl this year. So it should be interesting to see how everything plays out. Let me know if you guys want to see more of these, like, real life videos. I would definitely make them. It's a good little change of pace of just playing video games, actually talking about some real life stuff for once. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think about any of the trades down below. And if you enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment, and I'll see you in the next one.